Hi everyone, welcome back. Apologies for the slight delay. I'm really excited to welcome our partner CHESA on stage today. I have Lance, Chief Commercial Officer at CHESA, and Julie O'Grady, Marketing Director at LucidLink. Rodney stuck in NAB traffic, you know how it is. So we'll be starting without him. We're going to talk about remote production and editing in the cloud. So let's get started. And don't forget that at 5 o'clock, our happy hour with our partner CHESA starts. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
So thanks to everybody for coming. And I know you all want some happy hour love shortly. And first of all, we're going to give it to you. So I'm really excited to have Lance here from our partner CHESA. We're doing a lot of great things together. And just to kind of start it off, I want to have Lance talk a little bit about how we first met. You know, CHESA is a force in the industry, and we're really excited to be partnered with them. So Lance, do you remember how we found each other?
My only guess, it was through Adobe. I mean, CHESA is one of Adobe's certified video support providers in the US, one of two. And with that engagement with Adobe, they bring us into technology partners all the time, Workfront, Frame.io, and LucidLink. So I'm guessing it was Dave Helmley at Adobe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Dave, because we partner with all the key SI partners of Adobe, and they bring us all together. So Lance, tell us, I think we have some slides here. Can you tell us a little bit about CHESA and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, just a couple slides, I promise. But CHESA, we're first and foremost, we're a systems integrator. We're a national systems integrator with coast-to-coast resources. We have about 50 people across the United States. About half of that 50 people is within our service and support group. So we do take a lot of pride in supporting all the solutions that we sell. What I was going to talk about is, I think, if I can change, or you want to change it for me? My clicker's not working. I'll just talk about a couple of things about how CHESA approaches the marketplace. So our approach is basically listening to customers. Again, we're an SI, so we don't have just one thing to sell. As an SI, we talk to customers about what their requirements are through discovery, through consultation, and then ultimately an iterative process on solutioning. So we provide many options to our customers and many iterations to solutionize within our client space. As a systems integrator, again, we do SI work. With that, we do workflow development. And I mentioned earlier, we support everything that we sell. So we have these things called service level agreements. So when a customer gets a solution stack by CHESA, they have one throat to choke, one person to call for support and do triage. And then last but not least, we got CHESA Cloud Services that we'll talk about here in a minute. Also, going to talk about some industry trends and then talk about some technology trends. On the industry trend side, archive at the point of interest, at the point of ingest. One of the big benefits of archiving at the point of ingest is that you have instant disaster recovery. So if something happened to your source material, you already have instant disaster recovery. The second thing, once it's in the cloud through LucidLink, then everyone in the world can have access to it if you allow them access to that asset. So that's the other benefit of archiving at ingest, is now you have instant accessibility to it around the world. Remote edit, you know, I don't have to go any further. Everyone knows that remote edit is probably here to stay in some way, shape, or form. Proxy-based workflows has been an implication of that. If you're remote editing, then working in proxy-based workflows is the most effective way to do that. Since you're not working in high res, you're working in a 720, 1080 type of proxy, very lightweight, frame accurate, but very good quality. So frame-based, proxy-based workflows are important. Camera to cloud, Frame.io does that, you know, quite a bit. People that have a camera card that they can ingest into their laptop, they can just drag and drop into LucidLink. Another way to get camera information quickly up to the cloud. Moving from on-prem to hybrid and cloud. On the media asset management side, I think because of the pandemic, people realize just how important assets are and to be able to manage and search and index them. So media asset management is becoming more and more popular and enabling because of the remote edit. So moving these things into a cloud allows anyone in the world, obviously, to search and retrieve your content. And then last but not least, what I call the coexistence of DAMs and MAMs. A lot of people use DAMs and MAMs interchangeably. I view DAMs as something that it's when your finished product is completed, you push it into a repository as a finished product to go out to other marketing departments, other B2B consumers, versus MAMs is more work in progress, very iterative, review and approve process further upstream when you're developing content. So that's kind of the trends that we're seeing in the industry. On the technology side, Obviously, we have LucidLink and partners like Wasabi. So when you have LucidLink on your desktop, you're dragging and dropping your files from one Finder folder to another Finder folder, and they're instantly getting sent up to the bucket of your choice. And we had a webinar or a presentation over at Wasabi next door yesterday representing that. So they're a good partner. PC over IP. You know, sometimes VPN and remote desktop is not sufficient to get access to remote access to your equipment. So a whole new protocol, PC over IP, has been really enabled remote work. And Teradici is a good example of that. Saying the NASA cloud, I think the whole storage area networking is getting more and more challenged on. If you don't have people working remotely, or people are working remotely, they're not in-house, then it's hard to get fiber channel connectivity when you're at your house. So being able to consider NAS options, and if you're going to do that, then you might as well consider cloud-based options. Again, if your folks are oftentimes working remotely in a hybrid fashion. Streaming protocols, you know, H.265 from a format perspective, and also the SMPTE standards are really driving a lot of just applications being certified within that. When you do that, it helps mitigate risk of cross-compatibility with applications and formats and interfaces. So that's kind of what we're seeing on the technology side. And then lastly, I want to talk about how LucidLink works. So here I have two examples. To my knowledge, there's only two media asset management platforms that have a full SaaS offering. And one is Iconic, one of our great partners that we have lots of customers with, and one is Acorn. That's our CHESA's only new SaaS platform. They're all driven by LucidLink. The enabling thing with LucidLink allows you to do that easy ingest. Again, dragging and dropping assets into a watch folder, into a LucidLink watch folder. It gets sent to an S3 bucket, and Acorn and Iconic wake up and index that content, create a proxy, extract metadata, and it's a very easy way to get content into a SaaS-based platform. Also, what LucidLink does is a high-res streaming. So you can have your assets up into the cloud, but now if you're at your remote station and you want to see work your high-res, you don't want to have to download the entire file to your desktop. So the benefit of LucidLink and how it does caching, you can actually cache only the bits that you need for that particular frame, you know, mark in, mark out points within your edit. So it provides a really effective way to be able to edit high-res data on a streaming basis. So those are the two particular areas that LucidLink provides value: how you get content ingested, and also how do you stream high-res content at your desktop. So with that, that's basically what we had.
Well, first of all, I just want to make it clear, this is a new announcement from CHESA, the Acorn platform, and LucidLink and Iconic are certainly, we're proud to be part of that platform. This just got launched recently just to simplify the workflow using CHESA. But Lance, I want to talk about, like, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we're in a number of workflows in the media and entertainment industry. And we look at the media and entertainment industry as not just broadcast media, film, documentaries, but it's kind of the whole gamut. Like, we have several customers that are actually coming at us from their marketing teams. Like, how much have you seen videos increase online, especially during the pandemic? Marketing videos and video usage just took off during the pandemic because guess what? Those retailers, those storefronts couldn't get people in their stores. So we've had a number of customers that are, they're big brand names, and their marketing departments are using us because they have the same challenge. Huge, massive files, huge, massive video files, and they need to be able to access them immediately. And most importantly, they need to be collaborating on them. And I know, Lance, you can certainly chime in here, but we know that no one's going back, nor do they want to necessarily go back into the office full time.
No, and I think that's what the challenge of the IT groups on being able to provide solutions to the end users to be able to either work for a remote or go into on-prem. So having that flexibility, some people are 100% on-prem and some people are 100% remote, but then some people are going back and forth. So just the fact that you have to deal with both, just by definition, you might as well have everyone work remote or have the ability to. So that's kind of the least common denominator, is being able to work from remote. So that's been one big driver. What you mentioned on media, M&E is definitely not your traditional post, studio, sports, things like that. We have corporate video as a segment that we at least kind of frame customers. So Goldman Sachs, Clinique, Sephora, people that you wouldn't necessarily think are content generators, but they do. We have a We have a VC company, a venture capital firm in Austin that has studios within the VC firm. So you would never guess that a venture capital firm would have broadcast studios. So media is not just M&E anymore. I say it's not just for Hollywood anymore. We have so many examples. The federal government is a big sector for us as well. So we have virtually anyone that's creating video, and videos that, as you guys know, the number one producing asset going into the web. And it has been for, I think, for a number of years, but it's gotten exacerbated ever since the pandemic. So definitely media, video is not just Hollywood for sure.
Yeah, and I know we mentioned one of our first clients that we can't name, that is 3 letters, that is a government agency, uses LucidLink, and that segue into that is our security features. And CHESA certainly knows about this, but LucidLink is encrypted at rest, in flight, and at rest. We don't hold the keys. The user holds the keys, or the admin in some enterprise organizations. We use AES 256 encryption, and we're streaming pieces of the blocks. We break up block storage into little tiny pieces. So if anybody thought they could get into our stuff, which they can't, they would be getting a piece of a puzzle. And I think this has brought us much success. I know we're working with you guys in the federal arena as well, but success at, just the broadcast industry. We all know that when COVID hit, nobody could ship drives, and security didn't take a backseat, but there needed to be a secure solution out there. And I think together we've been able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, say secure too. I'm assuming the technical people, can do that. When I think of LucidLink, I think of simple. I mean, it's unbelievable. You just have a volume that's mounted on your Finder, and you drop a file in there, and presto, somebody in Denmark can see that same file. So just the simplicity is so elegant. And whether it's a cross-platform, Linux, Windows, Mac, that's when I think of LucidLink, I just think simple. And then because there's good technical backing on the security side and all the metadata stuff and how you do cache, I know there's a lot of smart stuff that's happening on the back, but your simplicity is just a very elegant solution.
Thanks. We like it too. And we're waiting for Rodney, and I don't know if he's going to make it here, but
yeah, ClickUp is one of our common clients. They're actually using Iconic and LucidLink today. They're based in San Diego, but Rodney's a fantastic guy. He'll be coming and joining us for a happy hour minimally, but yeah, they're one of our great. We have Mass Appeal. We have lots of customers that are using Time USA. We're on a daily basis. We're working LucidLink projects, so just a great opportunity to drive value to our clients through LucidLink and our SaaS platforms, both Iconic and Acorn.
Yeah, so now you have the new Acorn platform to choose from when you go see CHESA. One thing I wanted to talk about, just because Lance wasn't here to hear Rodney on our stage earlier, but now with LucidLink, Rodney is able to work with his favorite editor who moved to Germany, and he's working with him remotely as if they're in the same office space.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a LucidLink demo, it'll pop in your head. The light bulbs will go off like, oh, that's how they did that. You're in a Finder window in Germany and a Finder window in LA. You drop that file and it shows up in both. It's just amazing how the caching and all the metadata translation is happening. It's really good.
And I just want to mention that we did release Lucid 2.0 recently over the last couple weeks. And if you thought our solution was fast before, it's remarkably faster now. And that's because we're handling now and scaling to billions of files and petabytes of data. And we're prepared to bring anybody into the future. And I know we've had this discussion in previous sessions, how it's a little hard for people to kind of grasp, especially in the larger organizations, wow, what's the cloud mean? And we offer a solution to just step into the cloud easily.
If you've ever played with LucidLink, you got to, again, I mentioned Finder. If you're a Finder person, you do Option I, to Command I to get your information about that particular folder. If you go in your LucidLink folder, do an Option I, it shows you have 1.3 petabytes available. You're like, what? I have 1.3 petabytes available on my laptop? But I don't know what, that's kind of an arbitrary number that some engineer at LucidLink came up with. But it really is amazing, and it's real. You can actually go well beyond 1.3 petabytes, but when you do Option I, it's like that's what really pops out at you. Oh, this is a virtual file system. Very cool, very cool.
I think we should clone that. Option I equals
1.3 petabytes.
1.3 petabytes a day data, and we scale. We're that can go anywhere. It's a cloud solution and it's scalable. So we've got a lot of opportunities for you guys. I wanted to see if anybody had any questions in the audience.
What questions, anybody? If you don't have questions, then we go to happy hour. So
Yeah,
maybe-
let's start a happy hour, guys. I know you've been waiting for this, so yeah, let's get started. And we are going to do a Lego giveaway in a bit.
thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, CHESA.